so the people who build these housings, they don't charge enough. So the last 3-4 days I've been grinding and measuring and cutting and everything to try to creep up on the dimension that I'm looking for, okay, to get these 9-inch ends welded on. And I'm getting really close right now, so I figured I'd start the video and kind of give you an update of what I'm doing. So we got the wheels over here, and went ahead and set them up into the car pretty much how I want it to look, okay, giving myself the clearance I want. So yeah, and then once I got it to where I want on both sides, just using like some springs and pieces of cardboard on the inside to kind of space it out a little bit. I went ahead and measured from flange to flange, okay? And that gave me the measurement I was looking for. So the measurement was around 59 3/4, which makes sense because the measurement I got originally was 59 1/4 from flange to flange. So once you add on the rotor hat, okay, the thickness of the rotor hat here, which, you know, adds space to it, I came up with a certain measurement. And like I said, I'm getting really close here of where I'll come up about a 1/2 inch short on each side, which will then give me the look I'm looking for. So I don't know if I have any pictures of the car, the way the car used to look, but these wheels actually came out pretty flush. They almost stuck out a little bit. And now you can see, they're completely tucked, okay? So I'm gonna be able to get the ride height a little lower. And I still have, I don't know, about a 1/4 inch on the inside of clearance. So we should be good to go. Like I said, I'm really, really close here. I might even have it where I need it. So we are right at 58, maybe just under 58.5. And I really haven't squared the ends up yet. So you can see that's not completely square. So once I square it with the flat wheel, this one's pretty good. But yeah, once I square it up, it should take up that little extra. And I would rather kind of err on the side of not having, because I don't really want to rub on the inside because I don't want to run any kind of spacers or anything like that. So, I mean, shortening it any is going to help me. So anyway, yeah, this is where I'm at. Another issue I ran into was the original brake kit that I had the provision for a emergency brake. Okay, so it's got like a drum in here, and you know, you use that as an emergency brake. Well, that's not going to work with the ends I have. These brackets I got from Willwood for the 9-inch ends. This is the part number over here, right there. That's the part number for that. You need that to retain the bearing. Okay, so what happens is the rotor hat actually runs into it, that's not going to work. So it actually runs into the bracket. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get new rotors, but and then I run into another problem where my calipers aren't going to fit, because these calipers are designed for the vented rotor, and the ones I want to get are the unvented. They're much lighter, okay? And you don't really need as much braking power in the back as you do the front. I mean, you do, but it's not like driving on the street where the rotor is going to heat up. You're only using it to slow down after your run. So I was hoping to get the lighter ones, and but that's going to make it so I have to buy all new stuff, and it's going to be pretty expensive. But I was thinking of possibly just cutting this off, this bracket, cutting it off, and then having a mounting plate sit over here, you know, with a piece of steel. I'll just weld a piece of steel on here, bolt this to it where it needs to be. And then I can use this rotor. You know, it's not a big deal. I can get away with using it because I never even used the emergency brake part of this. like with the, you can see it's all rusty in there, but I actually never ended up using it. It just, you know, I took all the guts out of it, all the, what do you call it? Like the drum brake stuff. I took all that out just to save weight. So, but I have a few options of what I can do. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll have to buy the new brake kit. And yeah, but I already purchased the brackets, which these were $100. So I don't want to have to go and buy all the rest of it. I mean, I could have bought a whole new kit cheaper. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead. I machined this puck over here. Where is it at? Oh, right here. So I machined this. That's gonna fit over the alignment bar. I don't have it in there right now. And then the 9-inch ends are gonna go and they fit in here, and that's gonna help me square it up to weld. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on this stuff here, because this is like a lot of work. And I give these guys a lot of credit that do these. I know company Tin Soldiers, they make one that's already ready to go, built however you want, the housing itself, for like $1,200. And the amount of work I've been doing the last 3-4 days of grinding and cutting and cleaning and trying to get it all down to bare metal, and it's a pain. And yeah, those guys don't charge enough. So anyway, let me keep working, and I'll give you guys an update as I get closer to welding this thing up. All right, so this right here slips into this piece, and I machined it so that it bottoms out and pretty much locates that, okay? And then this slides into here. Just like that. So we know that's square right there. You can see I have a tiny, tiny gap. So, and then there's no gap over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep grinding a little bit, take a little more off the back, and see if I can't get this to be really square so that we have some good, good area to weld to. Let's check the other side. Yeah, this one's off a little bit as well. You can see it right there. Touching down here, but not up here. So both sides on the bottom, I have to take a little off. So yeah, we'll just keep grinding, see how close we can get. And yeah, we're almost ready to tack these on. All right, so I got the first one tacked on. I just tacked it in 2 spots, so that if I needed to, I could move it a little bit. But just verifying it with this, with the puck I made, I mean, it slides right in, perfect. So yeah, you gotta be real careful, because at this point, we don't want nothing moving too much. So, and I think in the last video when I was working on this, I didn't really explain exactly, like when I rewatched the video, I didn't really explain what I wanted to explain. When you are welding on one side, let's say, you know, we welded on one side in order to get this tube to move. I never mentioned that, well, you got to weld the rest of it too, but you got to weld it more carefully. You have to go and do like a 1/2 inch and then stop, let it cool. A 1/2 inch, stop, let it cool, because it will move again, okay? So I kind of forgot to mention that. And then actually what I ended up doing was, once I got the tube straight, you know, by welding on one side and getting it to move where I wanted, I went ahead and added this brace, okay? I put the brace in before I welded the rest of it. So it would have a hard time moving, okay, with this welded in here. So yeah, everything looks really good. I just kind of wanted to go over that because I think I forgot that in the last video. But yeah, so now what I'll do is I'll tack the other side on as well, and like I said, carefully go around, maybe do a 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, just do it, you know, in going around the tube, because I do not want this to tweak at all. So All right, so unfortunately we ran out of gas, but I did get one side done and it actually looks really good. So my welding is definitely getting better. And I'm an amateur welder, but I'll give you a few tips on welding these 9-inch ends. The main tip is take your time, okay? So what I did was basically, I don't know if you saw in the time lapse, but I tacked it in probably 15 different places. Okay, because I don't want none of this to move. You got to keep that in mind that this, if you weld on one side too long, this is going to move. So you really got to tack all the way around, and then weld in like little 1-inch, flip it around, 1-inch, flip it around, 1-inch, and even 1/2 inch. So it took me, I don't know, it took me about an hour to weld this. No, maybe about 45 minutes of just turning and welding a little bit, turning it, welding a little bit. And the whole time I'm also checking it, okay? So I'm sliding this in and out. So I know that I didn't get too hot on one side. As long as this slides in and bottoms out, okay, I know I'm good. So yeah, like I said, I ran out of gas, so I can't finish the other side. I do have it tacked up, and I started welding a few spots, but a lot of tacks, and then I'll just like this here, I ran a little inch bead. Flip it around, ran an inch bead. But I wanted to get both sides all tacked up, and then I just went ahead and started on that side. But yeah, like I said, I don't know, I can't really go much further. But everything's coming together good. I'm happy the way it's working out. And I'll probably end off the video here. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. You know, just learning how to do the 9-inch ends. And yeah, this is gonna take a little more time because I gotta make brackets for the calipers. And yeah, so yeah, one more piece of the puzzle. So like I said, hopefully y'all got something out of this, and yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. We'll check y'all next time.